All right, what's going on, everybody? Like I mentioned before, once a week I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the best trade that I took throughout the week, or a loss if I think it's a loss that you guys can benefit from, or it's just a week that I'm losing week. But this week happens to be fire. This week I ended up sending 3 trades in the signal group, one that ended up playing out for a 1-4. The one that I sent out today almost plays out for a 1-2. And then I sent another trade that didn't activate during our trading session, but ended up playing out for 1-2. But we're not going to count that because it's not on our trading time. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, so you guys can see here, this is a sniper entry. And where we enter from is where the whole movement came in from. So we're going to break this down from scratch. So I'm going to delete everything and break this down from scratch. So this is Monday, right? When I come to sit down to trade. So what I'm presented with in my graph is this, right? I'm going to put my graph exactly how it was. I come to sit down to trade at 8:30, right? So when I come to sit down, this is what my graph looks like. I go to M5 time frame, and the first thing I do, literally religiously, is mark my highs and lows, right? So if you guys have seen my previous videos, you guys know that that's the first thing I do. So what we do is this: if we're trading on Monday, the high and low of day is going to be coming from one previous trading day before, which is going to be Friday, right? So we're going to mark our high and low of day from Friday's price. And the rules for this is it has to be the highest and lowest point between Frankfurt to New York session. So this is the high of day right here. M5, we'll mark this right here. High of day. And then now we're going to mark the low of day. So it's the lowest point between Frankfurt and New York session, which is this area right here. And notice how I'm not marking any area. Like if it's not in the actual session, if it's in between a session, that is not valid. It has to be between these sessions right here. And Asia session does not count. So now we got our highs and lows marked. All right, so notice how important these areas are here. You guys, sometimes I get asked, why do I mark the highs and lows of days? But these are areas that are respected throughout time, right? And when they're in confluence with this area of supply or demand, it's a higher probability area to take a trade from. Notice how literally we just marked this right here. And notice how we see London respect the high of day. And this is the area where the movement comes in from. And then right here, you can see the low of day being respected in pre-New York. And we're creating an area of supply right off of that, right? So now we're going to mark the previous high and previous low of day, which is going to be 2 previous trading days than the day we're trading from, right? So if we're trading on Monday, it's going to be the highest and lowest points from Thursday, which is 2 previous trading days. So this is our low of day, our previous low of day right here. And then now we're going to mark our previous high of day up here. So this is our previous high of day. And then now that we got that done right now, we're going to do a top-down analysis and identify where the market's going to go to, right? So even though I'm a scalper, I go all the way from the weekly, daily, H4, all the way down to the M1 because I need to know what's going on in the market so I could actually get my entries on the lower time frame, right? So in reality, I'm a scalper, right? But I catch like 1-4s, 1-2s. But if I were to hold my position, I could literally swing it. And you'll see this from today's entry, right? Just by identifying the higher time frame supply and demands and like the true direction of the market. So notice now we just marked our highs and lows, and now on the H4 where we could identify, notice this nice void right here with this H4 demand right here, right? So this is the next target for price, this H4 demand. And then if I go to H1, notice this, the H1 is in confluence. So we have this nice void. So nothing's stopping price until this area right here that created this push to the upside, right? So now we're identifying this is the next target for price. And then now we just go to M15, we go 1 time frame lower. And notice this, right? Notice how our previous session pre-New York is setting us up with an area of supply off of the low of day. That's why I tell you guys it's very important to know how to mark these areas, right? So now we mark this like this, our M15 supply, this area right here. And then we go to M5 and we have this area right here, M5 supply right here, M5, and then we go to M1. We have an M1 supply right here as well. So we have these 3 time frames in confluence right here. M1. Now this day there was news. I think it was at 10 o'clock. So I waited for news to pass, and then as soon as news passed, price was around this area, right? So let's check this out. So we fast forward. Let's put it at 5. M5. And we fast forward. Okay, right here. So let me go back a little bit. Literally right here. Let me fast forward. Okay. So notice this. M1. So when news came in, right? News came in. Look at the volume coming off this area, right? Look at the volume coming off. But as soon as news passed by, I sent a sell execution right here at 1103. So right here with these parameters, with the 10 pip stop loss like this. Let me make it like that. And why a 10 pip stop loss? Majority of the time I use an 8 pip or a 10 pip. But why a 10 pip in this scenario? Because we have to cover this M1 supply up here, giving price enough range if the price were to pull back here. Because if we use an 8 pip, we're kind of close to this M1. So it's better we use a 10 pip, giving it some cushion right here. So it looks like this. And we have a 40 pip take profit. So it looks like this. And then watch, check this out. Notice how the whole volume from the next few days comes in from this area right here, right? So I usually send a sell limit or a buy limit, but just because we had news at this time, notice how I reacted off this, and I didn't want to have a trade pending while news was happening. So that as soon as the news passed by and price was in this area, I sent the sell now. I sent the market execution from this area. And then check this out. Notice how we just go to M15, and you're going to see the volume for the next few days literally come from this area, right? So check this out. Look, literally we wick that area of interest, and that is where the volume comes in from. So you can see that the volume came in from this area right here, right? All right, so you guys can see how this trade gives us a perfect 1 to 4 in the signal group, like perfect entry, no drawdown, and our targets being hit, this H4 demand right here, right? So let's actually break current price right now. So we delete everything. So now currently, notice how price, we have this H4 demand right here, H4 demand. And we also have this H4 demand that prices are right here. H4. Now, if we go to H1, I'm going to show you guys a little trick. Notice this. What do we have here? We have equal lows, right? Equal lows with this void to be filled right here. So very likely price is going to break past this area. You see how we tapped this area, but very likely we're going to break past it and fill this void next week, right? So very likely we're going to see price pull back to fill, like probably pull back into an area of supply here, and then continue the sell movement with this being the target for the next few days to next week, right? All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I literally give you guys my complete sauce. Everything that I use that has me currently on a 10-month winning streak, a 5-week winning streak, and literally like the last like 10 trades I've sent in the signal group have all been winning trades. Everything that I use and have acquired to do this, I give to you guys for free. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.